My boyfriend still chats with his high school ex after he cheated on me with her. I live with him now, do I get rid? For some context, me, female 22, and my boyfriend, male 38, who we will call K, have been dating for 3 years. So yes, we started dating when I was 19. I now see why that's not cool, but at the time I was young and didn't think there was a problem. I'm originally from the north and moved down to London to study my degree, which started in 2020. COVID meant I couldn't leave my uni accommodation apart from a daily walk, which was like prison, so Kay asked if I wanted to stay with him for a while. We'd been chatting for 6 months at this point, so I agreed. I ended up staying with him for almost a year until the second year of uni started. I found out after this year by going through his phone. My gut told me something was not right, that he got with a woman, Z, during this period, possibly a few times when I'd gone up north to visit family. She was his high school ex who he told me about previously but said they are just friends now. Between the time of them ending in college, he had a whole other 7-year relationship where he had a house and a child, which ended due to his baby mama leaving him for someone else. Because of this, I allowed them to be friends since they hadn't recently broke up. Kay assured me there was nothing romantic between them and I didn't want to be controlling. Rookie error, I know. Once an ex, always an ex. Anyways, after finding this out, we split for a few months. I got over it and was living uni life to the full. Then he somehow wormed his way back in, sending apology after apology, assuring me that it wasn't anything but a mistake, that he loved me, saw a future, and would do anything to get me back. I said that he cannot have any contact with this girl, obviously, which he agreed to, but Z had given him some money to invest for her. Kay is big into crypto, and due to the market being down, he couldn't take it out right now to give her it back. So he assured me as soon as the market goes back up, he'll give her the money back, and that will be it between them. I agreed, stupidly, and here we are 2 years later. I recently finished my degree and my lease ran out at my London place, so I plan to go back up north till I got a job, etc. Sorted. Kay said he'd be happy for me to stay with him for a while till I get everything sorted, and it would be best for me to stay down here so I could attend interviews. I don't have the best home life in the north, so was dreading going back, so this was perfect. Job dependent. I have a friend who I'm going to be moving in with in late July, so staying here is only temporary. Me and Kay are on really good terms. We go out on date nights, are always affectionate with one another. Even me and his daughter have a really good relationship when she comes to visit. Everything seemed perfect, but I'd always wondered if he did stop speaking to Z. I didn't like bringing it up because it throws the whole mood off for a few days. He'd say things like stop living in the past and focus on us now, blah blah. So I went on his phone to find the answer and found that Z had been messaging him every 2 or 3 weeks with messages like, "How are you?" and "Long time no chat." This woman does not let go. He hadn't replied to any of them, until recently where he called her. It says the call failed and she messages him, "Are you okay? Sorry I missed your call." He replied, "Hey, I'm good. Just thought we could catch up. Hope you're well, etc." Just generic convo with a little banter. She replied with, "I haven't seen you in so long. We should meet up. I'm back in the UK in 2 weeks." She lives between Mexico and the UK. That was on June 1st and he has opened the message, but not yet replied. I am monitoring the situation to see if she messages him again or he agrees to meet her. Then I really will fly off the handles. But for now, what do I do? Do I keep monitoring? Do I bring it up and risk an argument starting and me being kicked out and forced to go up north? Do I just ask him about the him and her situation, see if he lies, but that might be too obvious. I really feel a lack of respect as he knows how much the cheating affected me. I had to go to therapy. I don't really ask him for much ever, but I told him when we got back together he can't have any contact with her, but he had just carried on oblivious. I don't think Terry's anything going on between them, but the fact that something could means I can't fully trust him. I just wish he would block her and we could get on with our relationship in future. I flirted with a customer even though I'm taken and now my boyfriend is mad. Okay, that title makes me sound absolutely terrible. I know. Some backstory. Me and Terry, male 20, have been dating for a few years now. I'm bisexual, and he knows this. I work at a pharmacy, and one of our regular customers, Jean, female 70s, is a complete ray of sunshine, an absolute sweetheart, and she stops by like once every 2 weeks to pick up her medicine. Jean is a widow. A few months back she picked up a medication that required verification she was over 21, and the system needed a driver's license ID even though she's obviously over 21. I played along and sternly asked her if she had her driver's license, and said, "I'm not sure you're over 21," playfully. She said, "Oh dear," and laughed, and it became a little joke, and she and I have been acquaintances if not distantly friends ever since. I see her, like I said, about every 2 weeks, and I always compliment her appearance or say I love her glasses, etc. She started going on walks for health and I'll compliment her figure or ask if I should look for her in the upcoming Olympics, etc. Most recently, a few weeks ago, Terry stopped by my work and he was waiting in a seat when Jean came to get her medicine. She mentioned in passing that she had a date, yay, lined up, and I mock gasped and asked if I was going to be invited to the wedding. She laughed and said only if she could come to mine, and that was basically the whole interaction. I may have complimented her skin or her shoes or something. Terry was in a sour mood for the entire drive back to my house, and when I pressed him he said he didn't like how flirty I was with Jean. Of course, I reassured him and told him that I'm just extra nice because she's on 30 different meds and a widow, and I want to make her day a little better, but he says I'm crossing a line and that taken girls shouldn't act that way. Now, on the one hand, I can see where he's coming from. If Jean was 50 years younger and I was saying this stuff to her at a party, I think there wouldn't be a doubt about it and I'd be overstepping a boundary if not outright cheating, but she's over 70, a senior citizen, and I'm just trying to make her day a little better. Part of me thinks it's actually comical that he feels threatened by this, but honestly I'm not sure. I guess I want to know now, am I actually overstepping my relationship's boundaries? Am I weird for 1, flirting with Jean, and 2, thinking it isn't a big deal? This is kind of the only relationship I've ever been in, so I don't know whether it's normal to be upset about something like this. Advice would be appreciated.
My parents disowned me 5 years ago for false accusations. Now they want to talk. I am bisexual. When this all happened I was still in the closet and didn't tell anyone about my ex or our relationship. My ex and my family were my whole world. I thought I had a good relationship with my parents. I had inside jokes with my dad, shared hobbies with my mom. I also had a good relationship with my sister, 10, at the time. I didn't drink, smoke, or be late most nights. I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't that troubled teenager of a boy that didn't even deserve to be effing hurt. In the summer, my ex and I planned a sleepover at his parents' house. I know it was a dumb decision to sleep at his parents' house when no one knew about our relationship, but I was 19, dumb and hormonal. His parents hurt us and his father entered the room and laid his hands on my ex-boyfriend. When he tried to get me as well, his wife grabbed him and I quickly grabbed my clothes and ran away and went to my home. In the evening of the next day my father entered my room and grabbed my hair while my mother was crying and asking me if I had essayed my little sister as well. I didn't understand what she was saying, and I told her of course I didn't essay her, but my father said that I was just a mistake and dragged me out of the house and told me that if I didn't run away from him now like I ran away from my victim's house yesterday, he will turn himself into the police because he will be unaliving me. I tried to call my ex-boyfriend to make sure he was okay, but he didn't answer. When I called my grandmother, she told me I should be ashamed of myself and I should surrender myself to the police, and that she would support me if I did this. I tried to ask her what was happening, but she said that she couldn't bear to hear my voice and hung up the phone. I went to the house of my close friend Angel. She wasn't at home, but her father was. I call him uncle. I did not plan to talk to him, but I could not stand it and cried in front of him. He listened to me and assured me that I had a place in his house and to not worry. The next day, my uncle sat me down and told me that he spoke to my father, and he told him that I had essayed my ex-boyfriend and forced him to do things he didn't want to do. Had it not been for his parents discovering us, I would have continued the essay. I was shocked and showed him the messages that were between us. I don't remember what happened but I was crying hysterically and Angel was holding me and my uncle calling the ambulance. After I got out of the hospital, we spoke with a lawyer and reached an agreement with my ex-boyfriend that he would confess to my family that it was a lie, otherwise I will file a defamation case. All the evidence was against my ex-boyfriend and he accepted. But it wasn't enough for my parents because they sent me a legal disowned letter. I will spare you from the details, but know that I am fine now. 2 days ago, my parents sent me a long message, asking to talk. They said my sister died, and they wanted me at the funeral on Friday, and to talk. I told them to F off and to give the funeral location. They told me either I talk to them or they won't give me the time or location. I want to see my little sister, but I don't want to see my parents. The thought of them only makes me sick. What did I do wrong to deserve this? Be gay.
My boyfriend let 3 of his friends touch me while unconscious. They have multiple pictures of me exposed. I don't know what to do. I should say ex-boyfriend. I'm so sick and disgusted right now. About 3 months ago was my 20th birthday. My boyfriend is a hockey player and he had an away tournament on my birthday weekend. We had been together for 6 months at this point. After his late game on the Saturday, we went to a nearby bar to celebrate and I don't drink, so I do get drunk fast when I do, but I still don't know if it was just alcohol that made me pass out. I can also clearly remember in the bar when I started to feel off thinking I needed to find him because he was the only one I could trust to keep me safe if I passed out. All I really remember is begging him to take me back to the hotel because I didn't feel good and that was it. Around midnight maybe? He claims I had McDonald's when we got back, but I don't remember anything outside of the bar. The next morning he acted completely normal. I noticed his friends laughing and looking at me funny, but I assumed it was because I was acting crazy all night. I did wake up with some pain in certain areas but still assumed it was from me being drunk. Fast forward to last week, one of his teammates' girlfriends came to my apartment and told me everything. She only found out because she saw a picture of me in their group chat and went on her boyfriend's phone and found it. Pictures of me blacked out with full detail of what happened and my own boyfriend is in the chat laughing about it. I'm so sick I just don't even know what to do. This is disgusting to do to a stranger, let alone your girlfriend of 6 months, and then to act completely normal afterwards like nothing happened. A month ago he was telling me he wanted to get married and have kids with me, and now I'm finding this out. I have to wonder if he ever did anything else to me too. Legally I don't know what to do next. She left me with the screenshots but I'm so scared of what happens. I'm terrified if I tell anyone and they don't help me, they might post them or something. I also saw about 5 pictures. I don't know what all they have from that night. The pictures I saw I'm fully topless, one is fully exposed. I'm just so scared they'll immediately blackmail me for taking legal action. However, on the other hand, 2 of the photos I have them in them too. They are fully clothed but touching me, and I'm clearly blacked out. I don't know what to do, but I needed to at least get some of this out in hopes someone can give me some encouragement to keep going because right now all I want is to pass away. I know a lot of people will suggest go to my family, but I only have a dad and an older brother, and they might end up in more legal trouble than them if I tell them before police. my ex-boyfriend, and I go to the same university. But we're out for the summer, so I don't know if they'd help with anything. God, I do not know what to do. I'm so lost.